Welcome to On the Water Magazine's Fishing New England. I'm your host, Jay Baver. Today we're going to be taking you on a cod fishing adventure with the crew from On the Water Magazine aboard a party boat. Party boat fishing is one of the ways to get out on the water here in New England, and it's a great way to take advantage of the springtime cod bite. Now let's join the crew from On the Water Magazine aboard the American Classic for a cod fishing adventure. The American Classic left out of Lynn, Mass. And headed out into Massachusetts Bay to a secret location an hour and a half away. Party boat fishing is a social event, and you're always sure to meet some true characters.
Yeah, there's always going to be one in the crowd.
You got him! I'm on here today! Thank God!
We love you. Check the ticket on that man. Does he have a ticket?
Today we're out on the American Classic, fishing with my dad, Paul Megan, Chris Megan with On the Water Magazine. First time cod fishing for him. He's bouncing probably about 10 or 12 ounces off the bottom with sea clamps. What do you think, Dad?
What a fabulous day to be out here fishing. Oh, this is marvelous.
Yeah.
It's just great. Couldn't ask for a better day. They said it was going to be the best day of the week to be out here.
About 160 feet of water. One of the mates just gave him a quick lesson on dropping the weight all the way down to the bottom, just waiting for that little tap. As soon as he gets that tap, he's going to try to set up on it. But I think we picked the day out here. 50 degrees and off of P-Town. So we'll see what happens. There you go, just keep reeling it. You got it, Dad. Well, up at P-Town, I think he hooked a plank on the litter. Keep going, Dad. Keep coming, keep coming. Still on there? Lift that tip right up there and just keep cranking it up. Bring it over here a little bit.
Double-header up in the pulpit. Dad.
Keep cranking it, keep cranking. You got it, you got it. Just steady reel, keeping it.
That must have been 150, 100 feet up.
Get down there, way. Here you go.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go. He's got a decent one.
That's a hog.
Yeah. Wait a minute. He'll hook it there. He'll gaff it for you. There you go. There you go. High hook. All right. First fish. Dad, look this way.
Wow.
Turn around. We'll let the mate grab this thing right there.
All right,
There you go.
for you, Dad.
Bring it around and show him. That's his first cod. There you go. His first cod. Yeah, we do. It'll be. We'll grab the cooler and bring it over here. If we can just throw it in that thing. Yeah, that's perfect. I'll grab it. Thank you.
On it for you.
Thank you. Here we go aboard the American Classic. My dad's first cod. He's like, took him a little while to get it up there. He was going to quit on us. Tried to hand me the royal a couple times, but
I never quit.
no, I never quit. But beautiful. So the guys are picking them up here. 22 plus they have to be, and we're looking forward to a great day. So good eating fish. Nice job, Dad. There we go. There we go. There you go, Daddy. This is you. Today we're on board the American Classic with Captain Jim Walsh, who's taking us out for a day of cod fishing. Jim, we're out on Lynn, Mass. Where are we heading today?
Basically, we're headed to the east side of Stellwagen, which is about approximately 30 to 35 miles, where we'll start fishing for the day.
And depth-wise, what are we looking at? 150, 200 feet?
Well, normally, a lot of times I start fishing up on top of the bank, which is about 100 feet, 120, and then we work off the side and we fish. Today, we'll be fishing actually in about 180 feet of water to maybe 250.
And will it change now as far as if the current's moving? Will you come off the bank or?
Well, mainly what happens is it depends on the tide during the day and where the bait and the feed is. That's what I'll be actually keying in on.
Stellwagen Bank National Marine Sanctuary is protected to ensure the biodiversity of this historic and important part of Massachusetts Bay.
What we're doing right now is this. Two different types. We got guys jigging with the 20-ounce jigs. We're in about 180 feet of water. We're dropping also the 20-ounce weights with a big sea clam on this thing. Just to put a little stink in the water down there when the captains put us on top of the cod. Hopefully pick up maybe a couple of haddock as well in here, they're saying. But just dropping it down, letting it sit right on the bottom, pull it up a little bit, and just waiting for that tap, tap, tap. But it's a long way up, especially for the guys who fish in the 20, 30 feet of water. We don't get down to 180 too often. But we're gonna go ahead and set this back out there. So far, my dad's the high hook. Although I think that's gonna drop today, Neal.
Yeah, we'll see. Mike's got a good one on here.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, that looks juicy.
There we go. There we go. There you go, Daddy. This is you.
Humans have sought cod since medieval times, and the ability to dry and salt cod made travel long distance possible and eventually led to the discovery of the North American continent. Unfortunately, it also led to overfishing. Today, we can enjoy a rebounding recreational cod fishery where you're allowed 10 fish per day as long as they're over 22 inches.
Nice.
Yeah, hooked
Oh,
up.
wow.
Hooked
Got a double over here.
A double. Shake it.
Yeah.
Mike, those are nice. What do you need? There you go.
Shake it.
You got a nice one there, too.
How the heck do you get it done?
Okay. While Dad's working on that one. How you doing there, Dad?
There we go. There's a bigger one up there.
Pin it with your thumb. We'll grab him. Pin it. Now lift him out. Don't let that line slip.
That was
Lift him
legal.
right out. Lift him out. Lift him out. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming. There we go.
All right.
There you go. Excellent. Thanks, Neal. Let me just get
bet.
this thing squared away real quick.
Oh, you got a good hook set right there, Paul. Right in the corner of the mouth right there. Nice fish. You're the high hook today.
I had an excellent instructor.
Yeah. Such a pretty fish. Check the size on him. 24 inch, 23. Nice fish.
There he is.
There he is.
Now watch this.
Good size one. That's a good.
What I'll do is this. Ready?
That's a big one.
Oh, that's a big one.
That's a keeper.
Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh.
Yeah. I'm just gonna. Cod fishing on the American Classic, huh?
Wow.
Chris Megan was my father today aboard the American Classic. On the Water Magazine's Fishing New England. Going 2-0.
When you're party boat fishing, there's usually two things you can count on. One is that you're going to meet some new and interesting people. Two, you're going to catch some unusual fish. That holds true for our trip, so let's head back on board the American Classic for the second half of today's cod fishing adventure.
You see everything out on the water, out on the American Classic. We're cod fishing, but in the middle of all the cod, we're eating moose tips.
Yeah.
John brought the moose tips and is cooking up. Where'd you pick up the moose?
I got it in Maine last year.
Up in Maine?
Yeah, beautiful cow.
And what's the moose tip? I have never had moose. What's the moose like?
It's like beef, but it's not as fatty. So it's a vegetarian, you know, it doesn't have all the hormones and stuff in it, so it's pretty good. It's like, I mean, it should be.
Yeah, right.
You know, so, but it's pretty good. These are all tenderloin tips. We don't use too much of it for hamburger or anything. I like the tips of the steaks.
And you picked it up in Maine last year?
Yeah, I got it in Maine, northern Maine last year. I usually cut them up myself. So,
Now, how much will you get out of a moose? How much will you get?
Well, this one here dressed out at 600. I probably got 400 pounds of meat. I bone it all out. And,
excellent.
Usually with crews like this, we go on fishing trips, everybody brings stuff, so it's kind of nice.
Here we go. There we go. There.
Oh, wow.
Let me just tighten up the drag a little bit. Felt a little light tap, 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 like he said. They were just gave me a tap, tap, and I just
Wow. That line is bent.
set up on it.
Oh,
I don't think they're real big right now.
definitely have on there.
Let me just tighten my drag down. On the sandworm? Here you go. On a score here now. Get this guy up. Into a school of them down here now. Cap just moved us. Put us on some fish. You're gonna feel that light. Just tap, tap, and just set up on them. There we go. You got one too, Neal?
Oh, man.
Cod fishing.
This is something new. Mike, just hitting the market this year?
This spring.
We just
some on the shelves in the fall, but for the most part, it's out there.
it's a little tangled up here, but what we got here is Berkeley Gulp Power Sandworm, and hit on the dropper, not the jig, and Mike just had the same thing, hit the Power Sandworm. This fish is a little shy, but we'll get back at it again. A little experiment here, see if this Power Sandworm is going to do the trick for us. So far we're Gulp Sandworm. Right. Tell me a little bit about the difference, Mike.
Well, kind of the technology came from 10 years of building power sandworms, and we were trying to come up with something to dissipate or disperse the scent and flavor even more effectively than power bait. And this is a totally natural product. There's no plastic in it at all.
Okay.
Any of the Gulp baits. Totally natural, actually performs and handles much more like a natural bait than a plastic bait. You have to be a little bit more careful with it. Exposure to sunlight will dry it out.
Dry it out, okay.
But the catching ability of it is uncanny.
Now this one's in red, but the one that you're using is actually looks.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
call
in the
yours
package.
bloody.
Okay.
The color almost like a bloodworm, and then this one is camo, which
In the pack. I mean, this looks like the real deal right here. You can see the brown through there and the green on top, and practically looks like it's got pinches on there. But we'll see if it keeps doing the trick on the teaser. Fish on. How's the eyes looking right here?
we're within and then
Yeah.
2 seconds later.
It's just you come over one patch down there and it's sitting in that hole or hump. Bang, bang. Hopefully we got some heft here.
This line getting that real.
Just enough. He feels hefty. I don't know how hefty he is. Yeah.
A lot of action, huh?
Exactly. With the money shot right here. Wolffish? Yeah, baby. What do we got?
Let him float on top of the water when he gets there.
Wolffish? Yeah, baby.
Nice wolffish. Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. There you go.
Now this one right here, we don't want to go near the mouth. This is my first wolffish. You can see the teeth right there. You don't want to be playing with this guy. He is mean and nasty, and but I'm gonna find out if he's good tasting. So we'll see.
Tastes like lobster.
Is it? All right.
We were talking a little bit earlier when the camera wasn't running. We were talking about some of the different stories on the boat here. I imagine you've seen it all, haven't you?
Oh, I could tell you some stories. Yes.
What's the most bizarre? What's the one that sticks out over the 7 years? What's the one story that just?
Well, actually, this was more than 7 years ago, but I mean, I've been a captain for about 25, now going on 28 years here.
Okay.
The one that sticks out was I had a trip in March just like this, and it was a rough day, northwest wind blowing about 30 knots with about a 5 to 6 foot sea. And I had one of the patrons on board. He ended up going into the convulsion fit. And what happened is he was going through the fit, and one of the other customers went to assist him. Well, when he was biting his tongue and bleeding profusely there, he turned around, he stuck a pair of fishing pliers in it to open up his mouth to help him out. Now, all of a sudden, the guy's lost his teeth, the party's going on, and finally I called the Coast Guard. Well, we end up meeting together. I started running right back to Gloucester, Mass, and the Coast Guard, the 41, came out to meet me. And as we came out, like as I stated, the sea condition was still pretty rough. We put our balls out, the fenders, we ended up getting the Coast Guard boat alongside and tried to transport the patient over onto the Coast Guard. Well, at that time, all the girls were all crew on the Coast Guard boat. This guy weighed 375 pounds.
And you had to swap them onto the Coast Guard cutter and seize like
my
that.
crew was lifting him up and over, they were going to put him down. Well, the girls couldn't handle it, so the guy came in out of the coxswain came out and to help the girls, the crew of the Coast Guard, and when they did, all of a sudden his toes got sheared off from the boat. So then we had to pull the patient back on the boat. Then their crew took care of their captain, and then at that time I had my crew get down on the boat and we offloaded him on. But that was an experience.
That wasn't on board the American Classic. That's not going to happen today, Jim.
No. We have a great day here. The weather looks great.
A day of heavy cod action can tire the most seasoned angler, but it's well worth it for this delicious fish.
Now, most party boats in New England, everybody throws in some money and you do a pool for the biggest fish in the boat. So today I think we got 28 people, everybody put in 10 bucks. We got $280 at stake here. So we're gonna weigh up the biggest fish. This wouldn't even be a contest if Neal Larsson had forked up $10. He had about a 25-pound wolffish, but unfortunately for Neal, he's out of the running. So we got a lot of fish, right around 10 pounds. We're gonna weigh him up and see who's walking away with the cash.
Contributing writer Ron Powers took the pool with this hefty 10-pounder.
He's on 10 pounds even. That 10? No, it's bigger. It's a skinny one.
Thanks for watching today's episode of On the Water Magazine's Fishing New England. If you'd like to learn more about today's show and cod fishing and get the best local fishing forecast for your area, visit our website at onthewater.com. I'm Jay Baver, and we'll see you on the water.